Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hey everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
She certainly is, and I'm so glad she's here. I'm also glad that you're here. I'm Mitch English, and this is Daily Flash. We got a party waiting for you. Of course, they are part of it.
Yes.
We're talking about you, the audience, and of course, we have one person that always answers all your social media questions and so on. It's Sweet Baby James is in the Daily Flashback room. What's up,
James.
man?
I'm so excited. Look, I got a question of the day beyond measure. You ready for this?
Ready.
Yes.
I'm going.
How much do you expose of your past to your significant other?
Ooh, love that. Love that one.
That's a
Okay.
good one.
Yeah. Are you looking for specifics, or maybe like when people write in, are you wanting them to just say, I will not tell them about maybe my sex life?
Yeah, yes, that's exactly. I want the dirty stuff so I can put it on
Course
there.
you
I
do.
mean,
Don't ask, don't tell.
Right, exactly. So just let me know, go to our socials and put it down, all right?
Well,
That sounds good.
you didn't ask. I didn't tell you.
You didn't ask? You didn't. Very good. I like that. The guy who would tell us all is Sweet Baby Matt.
Some of the responses we're going to get at dailyflashshow.com. Flash at dailyflashshow.com. Send us your response. You know what? Send pictures, too, while you're at it. We want to see everything. Like, subscribe, share, do all that fun stuff right there on our website, dailyflashshow.com. You know what? Like, share, subscribe. You know what? You can share that with everybody.
Good. Okay. It's the communicable disease you want to share. Daily Flash.
And you don't need a prescription.
Put that on a t-shirt.
All right,
Yes.
done.
No, you don't. So, University of Virginia just did a recent study about people who suffered near-death experiences,
Oh, okay.
or as they call them, NDEs. I'm sorry,
NDEs.
NDEs.
I call it Tuesdays.
And they say that 70% of those who experienced an NDE said they would make one specific change, and it is that they would become more spiritual. They would get more in touch with religious beliefs. They would get more in touch with their spiritual side of themselves, and they said it has forever changed them.
There, what is it? The saying I've heard so many times. There's no atheist in a burning building or a sinking ship and that sort of thing. Whatever. I'm not trying to go after that, but
No.
people do have a spiritual experience when they have an NDE,
Yes.
which makes a lot of sense because you're realizing, you're looking at your mortality and realizing life, can end. Did I accomplish? Am I good enough? Did I do the things I wanted to do?
Right.
Spirituality would help me out.
And what's interesting about that point is that 20% came out of it saying, I want a divorce. I'm not with the right
Whoa.
person. I want to start over. I want a new life. You're holding me back. We're not the right match. So a lot of folks thought that that number would be higher, closer to the spiritual number, but at least 20% say, I'm done.
Okay,
Yeah.
which it does give you an opportunity to do an inventory of your life, and I would
Yes.
imagine that's exactly what people
Yes.
are thinking. Like, you know what, I'm not happy. I've got to be happy for the rest of my life because I got pretty close to dying, and you are making me miserable.
Right, because you get to a point where like, well, if I've only got a limited number of years left,
Yeah.
I want to enjoy them to the fullest extent. And
Party
if you're
hardy.
in a particular miserable relationship, then maybe it's time to cut ties and move on.
So, as we talk about that, you think, it's going to take a near-death experience sometime for you to make a life-changing
to jolt
decision.
you
To jolt
out of
you,
it,
right.
yeah.
And it shouldn't be that way,
No.
but that's what happens.
A lot of them say that it's actually a double-edged sword because they don't feel comfortable talking about it. They feel like it's an experience that they cannot share with a lot of people. It's very limited. And then they obviously question a lot of their choices after the fact.
Yeah, I'm sure. And as you're talking, I'm thinking about car accidents I was in. One. I feel that I don't necessarily. I would hate to call it a near-death experience. Somebody did die in the car wreck that I was in, but it does bring upon a lot of like, man, where am I going? At the time, I was 17.
Yes.
And that's an age where like you don't even know what the hell you're doing in the first place.
Exactly.
But it did give me a path. I think this is very interesting.
It is, and then 64% said that they had to reach out for mental health help because it was so profound and the effect on them was so troubling yet enlightening, and they just weren't sure how to deal with it. So that's part of it. And then many fear being judged by saying, oh, you had a near-death experience. Oh, what, did you see the light? Don't go into, that kind of thing.
They don't want to be chastised or made fun of. Sure, I can buy that.
So that's, where they're coming from. I think that's where the mental health part comes into. Like, but then that's also difficult because who do you go to for mental health when you've had a near-death experience? People who have that kind of experience as far as a psychologist or a therapist are very limited.
Hate to go down this route, but I think
Yeah.
it needs to be noted to be said that there is a high percentage of couples that divorce after losing a child.
Yes.
To death. And I think because it puts, number one, depending on how the child dies, is blame that goes back and forth.
Sure.
And how I could have done better. Maybe I could have been a better parent. And all of that doesn't matter. It was just, in my opinion, that was your child's time was up.
Yeah.
And I
Yes.
also believe that. And if I can refer back to that
Yeah.
car accident,
Yeah.
I realized, man, I'm here for some reason. So if you want
Yes.
to call that spirituality, that's fine.
Yeah.
I did wind up going on and being a missionary and that sort of thing. So it did kind of, I 100%
You follow
agree
these.
with what you're saying
Yeah.
as far as spirituality. Now, I wasn't like, God and, it wasn't the holy roller kind of thing, but it really changed at a young age my belief of life and spirituality to where, like, I need to find answers. So I kind of,
Yeah.
as weird as this sounds, my brother was killed. It brought me into a decision of making purpose out of my life.
Did you think at that point, like, life could end so quickly? It's one of those things where it's like, okay, I got to make the most of it.
Even
Yeah.
like I said, even at 17.
Yeah.
And so I wonder, like, I probably had maybe a visceral or different reaction as if I was older, and maybe not as effective as at that.
Oh,
I
really?
Because I looked at that as, because I always believe in turning points in life. Everybody
Yeah.
has a turning point. And you look at that and like, okay, I see why that happened. And now it took a long time. I mean, in therapy took a lot of that too.
Sure.
And I wasn't into my 40s until I started dealing with it. But it did give me, I'm actually thankful that it happened
Yeah.
because, it brought me to where I was at. It gave me that spirituality that I needed and reason that I need to be here and purposeful.
Yes.
Purposeful.
Yeah. And did you feel at the time like a lot of people wouldn't understand maybe where you were coming from if you were to have those conversations?
Okay, you know me now.
Yes.
So imagine being 17,
Oh, geez.
crazy,
Yeah.
with a mohawk and all this.
Thinking you were Chris Farley.
I wasn't as big as Chris Farley back then, but yeah, I was the crazy kid. I was the goofy one. To answer your question, yes, I did not want people to know I was spiritual because, again, you're 17. I don't want people to think I'm a Jesus freak or anything. No
Yes.
offense. It's just not
It just
who I
wasn't
am.
you. Yes.
It wasn't who I am.
And I think that's what this study found was so remarkable is that a lot of these people who had this unbelievable experience were actually kind of embarrassed about it or didn't want to share it because they didn't think people would believe them or they just weren't quite sure how it would be received.
Yeah, and which makes complete
Yeah.
sense. Which, if it's making you uncomfortable, it's probably good for you
Yeah.
because you're learning something.
That's a
from
great
that.
point.
There's so much more that, of course,
Yeah.
the audience. I'm sure you at home maybe know somebody or has done something with that. We'd love to hear your story.
Yes. That would
Share
be
it
great.
with us.
dailyflashshow.com. Hit the sound off button. You can email us directly. James
will answer.
our social media guy, will answer you.
All right, AJ. This next story here, it involves one of your favorites, Costco.
Love Costco.
But not a good one. Wild video. It now shows a moment that a spat
Oh,
between
no.
two couples
Oh, no.
over a shopping cart just turns to blows.
Come
It happened at a
on.
Brooklyn Costco.
Uh-huh.
Mayhem erupted inside the superstore. Two couples start fighting in an aisle over a cart. One point, the man in a t-shirt slugs the other guy, shoves his girlfriend out of the way. The man who took the punch falls to the floor, hitting his head on the shopping cart. Victim is also taken to the hospital. Treatment guy who hit him, well, he took off, but he's got to have a membership card so that I'm sure they can find out who he is, right?
I would think so.
Grab your cart when you walk in. All right, everybody?
Oh, come on. Don't bogart someone else's cart.
Exactly.
That's not cool. And
Costco
then
gets
don't-
tense, though. It does get tense.
I'll tell you
Can,
why.
I can, definitely.
We went Sunday, which
Oh,
I
why?
should have
What's
consulted.
wrong with you?
I know. I
Yeah.
should have consulted with
Never
Jackson
go on a
first.
Sunday.
Never go on Sunday.
Before a holiday.
Here's the thing. People, and I had this discussion with Liza about this. Okay, you are,
I know
Costco
what you're
is,
gonna say.
they stop right in the middle of the aisle
Yes.
and talk.
Yep.
And I'm like,
Yep.
you're about to have a near-death experience. You're about to get spiritual.
100%.
And I like, and okay, so I go, all right, it happens, and I'm talking to my wife, and I'm like, and she goes, so honey, they don't understand. There's actually a condition that people don't get that they're,
please.
and
Yeah.
I'm like, how can you not know
No.
that you're
You're
blocking
blocking the aisle.
Same people, my hand to the heavens, did it again down the other aisle on the backside. And so it wasn't an accident that they blocked
No.
it. They did it.
Intentional.
They don't care.
I say how you push a cart in Costco is a reflection of how you drive.
Oh, very nice.
In my opinion,
okay.
like
I
you've
can
got to
see
be
that.
that bad of a driver because it's
Yeah.
the same type of rules, right?
I would
Yeah,
agree.
I would agree.
I think that's good you say that because if you have the aisles
Yeah.
wide enough, we should follow just like we do here in the United States. right side is this way,
Yep.
left side is this
Yep.
way, and you don't have to worry about it. Some people stop, but you can go
The
around.
problem is like you get people in there and they like kind of wander, right? And they get distracted. And so they just leave their cart in the middle of the aisle and
that's
they
another
wander
thing.
over. And then you're like, I got to figure out who you are. And if I touch your cart, I could get
Get
socked.
beat up.
I could get beat up. So it's like I have to, gently find out who you are and see if you can move your cart and ask politely and then hope you move your cart so I can get past you. Yeah, it's a nightmare.
It looks like the wife, by the way, on the video is defending her husband.
Yeah.
Good woman.
She is a good
All
woman.
We have got more Daily Flash, today's trends, tomorrow's talk. Well, welcome back to Daily Flash. Mitch English along with Andrea Jackson hanging out with you. Well, the economy in flux right now. Is it a good time to actually be looking for a new job? Well, if the answer is yes, there are a few things you need to know before you go out and do it. Joining us now and what you should know is Anna Altchek, careers and leadership reporter for Business Insider. Anna, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
First off, what signals really tell us as employees or whatever that it's time for a career change? What's some things we need to look out for?
Yeah, so I spoke with an Amazon leader earlier this week who's been at the company for many years, work alongside Bezos, and she said there's 3 boxes you want to check to make sure you're in the right place. So first one is, are you working under the right boss? Are you feeling inspired by them? Do you respect them? Are you working with the right team? Do you feel challenged in your daily work and by your peers? And the third one is, are you working in the right part of the business, the area that you feel passionately about? And so if you can't check those 3 boxes, then it's probably time for a change.
I agree with that. As you were mentioning that, I was thinking, I feel there's yes to all that. No need for me to change. But, a lot of people, the motivation is money. So that's interesting that box is not in there. Do you think that, is it that people are changing their careers or jobs or whatever strictly just because of money, or is it because of those other things?
I think money can totally play a factor, and it depends the financial situation that someone is in. I think we are in an employer-driven market right now, so it's a little bit less hot for people looking for a job. I've spoken to many people who have struggled and, have been on the job hunt for months, some of them years. So I think money is definitely a reason to leave your job if you have an offer and, the job is presenting the right things to you. It's not always the case that you're going to find a better job in terms of compensation than what you have at the moment. So it's important to kind of.
I guess what you look at is like, how much do you value stress on your quality of life, in that, which is a whole other segment. But we need to talk first. So let's say, okay, I want a new job. What's the first step that you need to take after you decide to make that change?
Yeah, so I've spoken with many executives who often switch departments, they switch industries. It's rarely a linear path. And they always say that you want to get as much information as possible before making a switch. So that means reaching out to your network, reaching out to peers at your company and seeing if there's anything internal that you can do, watching like YouTube videos and just seeing what the market looks like out there, doing research on what that next step could be. So you want to get as much information as possible. In this job market, you definitely don't want to go into any kind of change blindly, because like I said, it is a tough market out there right now. But as long as you get that kind of information and figure out what your next steps are, I think you'll be in a better place to find something that works better for you.
A lot of times people want to see them move up in their career, so they see a big opportunity, meaning like a big company. But how do you weigh that against really the stability? Because that big opportunity might not come with stability.
Yeah, I think it totally depends on the opportunity. If someone has their dream job in front of them, I feel like that's an easy yes usually. Of course, if it's like a 3-month contract and you're weighing a job that you've been at for years that is stable and has the right money, then that's a whole nother set of factors that I would be weighing. But I think stability is great. There does come a time where you feel stagnant in your role, and then it might be time to take that next opportunity. And if it's the right one in front of you, I feel like, usually people can tell if it's something that they really want to move into.
You have to take that daily inventory, and if it's taken on your toll and you realize, and then also, both sides, because you might be in a great situation, you're making great money, all those boxes are checked, but you're just a miserable person. Find out what's going on. And who knows? You know what? I don't want miserable people working for us. If you want to find out more information about this great article, it's in Business Insider. Anna wrote it, and you can check that out. And we'll have this interview on our website at dailyflashshow.com/FMI. And again, it's always waiting for you at our website.
Household brand Arm & Hammer is inspiring students to take their creativity to new heights. Here's their story.
Ready, lift, takeoff. Arm & Hammer is once again taking creativity, arts, and science to new heights this week for its second annual Rocket Day, inspiring students all across the country to get involved in STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. Rocket Day was celebrated in more than 18,000 classrooms across the country, including this one in Queens, New York at PS 127, where scientist, aerospace engineer, TV host, and best-selling author Emily Calandrelli, known as the Space Gal, was on hand.
We just launched hundreds of baking soda rockets. It's one of my favorite science experiments. It's easy to do, and the kids love it. A baking soda rocket is one of those perfect science experiments because it uses household ingredients like Arm & Hammer baking soda and other easily accessible ingredients like vinegar and pencils and tape. And so you don't need much.
Calandrelli says this day isn't just about launching rockets, it's about launching futures and inspiring the next generation of scientists, engineers, artists, and innovators.
The goal is to provide kids from all backgrounds an accessible and exciting way to explore STEAM by combining the everyday magic of Arm & Hammer baking soda and hands-on creativity. We are sparking that imagination, that curiosity in kids, which is something that Arm & Hammer has supported for years.
Calandrelli knows firsthand how life-changing these experiences can be.
The other thing that happened in the last year is that I flew to space myself. And so this year, not only were they building the rockets themselves, they got to watch my rocket launch, and hopefully that ignited the spark of curiosity in them to see themselves perhaps doing the same thing. Arm & Hammer baking soda is one of the most accessible science experiment ingredients. It's so cheap. I use it in everything. It's touch safe. It's taste safe. So one of my favorite ones is simply Arm & Hammer baking soda and vinegar, a little bit of food coloring. You can make rainbow bubbles. If you put that science experiment inside of a paint can and shut the lid, you can make a paint can rocket. You can put it in a cauldron and make witch's brew. There's so many things you can do.
Visit bakingsodarocket.com to see how you can get involved beyond Rocket Day. And for more hands-on fun with baking soda, go to armandhammer.com/steam.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. Mitch English along with Andrea Jackson hanging out with you. It's Design Week in Chicago, and home and design expert Sophie Donaldson joins us from a new luxury appliance showroom. Sophie, how are you?
Good morning, Mitch. I'm great. How you doing?
All right, awesome. So tell us about where you are right now and really what's trending when it comes to the kitchen.
Absolutely. So I am here at the Mart, which you know in Chicago is the iconic hub of design, all things design and living. We are right now giving you a sneak peek of the brand new showroom of luxury appliance brand SKS. Very cool space. This is really a place where we're integrating home design trends, kitchen trends, and technology trends in one room. And you asked about what's new lately. I'm going to tell you things are really lightening up. So you can see the white oak here. There's Roman plaster walls, this beautiful natural stone. And what this does is it sort of warms up the kitchen space. So it really complements these sleek appliances that I'd love to tell you more about too.
Hey, what are we seeing when it comes to some of these trends?
Sure. So smart appliances are really moving from this space of novelty to necessity. So this wall oven, for example, behind me uses what they call gourmet AI technology. And what is that? It's a camera actually inside the oven. So not only can that sort of read your ingredients and suggest recipes, but you can do things such as set it on auto cook and just sort of forget it. So for a home chef, it really takes the guesswork out of it. And I'll tell you one other really cool thing it does. It can take time-lapse video of what you're cooking inside. So this, for those who love sort of making and creating and showing what they're doing, is a really, really fun technology.
Sophie, where can folks go for more info?
Sure. So absolutely go to sksappliances.com. And if you happen to be in the Chicago area later this fall, you can absolutely stop by the showroom at the Mart.
Thank you so much. We're going to post this information on our website, dailyflashshow.com/FMI.
Okay, time for some trending stories now. A wedding guest was outraged after she claimed she was forced to bring her own food to a friend's wedding. Forced to bring her own food to a friend's wedding reception. The 36-year-old woman says she let the couple know about her gluten and dairy issues. Even trace amounts could make her sick. She was told the venue could not accommodate her and suggested she make do with fruit and salad. The guest took to social media, of course, to air her complaints. The groom's mother responded by saying her reaction was totally disrespectful, igniting a viral debate when it comes to wedding etiquette and food that's served at the reception.
I can tell you this, if you had a wedding a planner, okay, I give you that. But a lot of times, people don't have wedding planners. It's just, the couple puts it together. That's the absolute 100% last thing they need to worry about is to make sure that you don't have something that's going to make you sick. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And they're not caring about it. So no, they're not going to let you, make special. If they happen to come, all right, hey, make sure we grab some. Then okay, but don't go complain about it. I'm sorry, it's a big deal, and you're taking too much on it. And again, it's not your day.
Yeah.
It's the people getting married day. Don't go. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. You're a guest.
You've been
invited. You're a guest. And so people become so entitled when it comes to these wedding receptions, like, I don't like the food, or isn't it open bar, or this, that, and the other thing. Really, you should be lucky that you even made it on the invite list, right?
And 100%. And especially if it's let's say 100 people. The couple has to go through all their friends, who's going to come, who's going to not. Then they have to make sure, all right, are you sure you're coming? Because we have to order food for it. It's a big pain in the butt, by all means. Yeah. This is the last thing I would ever have to worry about. And shame on this person for doing this. Yeah. It just goes again, what you just said is that you're a guest, you're invited, and it's not about you, man.
Right?
You said everything about you by complaining.
100%.
I know everything about you.
And I bet she doesn't return her shopping cart.
Girl,
I'm just guessing.
You know that is the absolute epitome of a horrible person when it comes to me. No, that person does
she
not.
Doesn't. And she also parks it in the middle of the Costco aisle and gives you stink eye when you ask her to move over. Here's the thing. I think most people try and accommodate as best they can when they send out those RSVPs and they offer you, if they're serving dinner, they say, any food restrictions or anything like that. They try their best, but they can't accommodate everybody. Not every wedding can afford to do that. And if you have special dietary needs, don't go to the reception.
Yeah, or just know you can't do that. Or bring your own food or bring your own drink. We went out to eat last night, and I know most places that I go to have nasty water, so I bring my own water. They never say, because it's from home, and I know it's going to taste good. Yeah. Or then I'll wind up ordering soft drink, and then I'm going down the wrong path. Yeah. Either way, I'm not offended. It's like, hey, you need to fix your water. I don't sit there and say that to the restaurant.
But you just bring your own.
You got to. Yeah. I'm so much better than all of you.
Yeah.
All of you. I'm so much better. Just keep that in mind.
When you had your wedding, were you missing a lot of RSVPs? Were people pretty good about that, or did you have to kind of get after people?
The people that I knew, it was like aunt and uncles. I wasn't sure. And I was like, hey, look, if you can't come, it's okay. Yeah. Don't worry about it. I just need to know. And they wouldn't tell me, we'll figure it out. I'm like into the last minute, and it's very frustrating.
And then what do you do with those last minute folks?
You eat it.
Yeah.
You're like, all right.
Okay.
Here's where you can send your gift. That better be better since you didn't come.
Here's where you can reimburse me for the meal you didn't eat.
Yes.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everybody. I am Mitch English.
Yes, he is. And I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash. Today's trends, tomorrow's talk. Let's check in with Matt, find out who our local friends are today. Hey, Matty.
219 affiliates across this country and the Armed Forces Network, which means you can see us all over the world. You can on our YouTube channel as well. And today we are checking in with WSJP in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Hey, all right.
All right.
Very good. We have an attorney coming up. We're going to be talking about open carry here in Florida. And she's from Puerto Rico.
I've yet to be And I want to go.
You got to go there. It's great.
Beautiful.
It's San Juan is where
The
I got to go.
Bacardi factory is kind of a cool tour.
Oh,
to
I've not
take.
done that.
Yeah.
That sounds
when
like
you go the next time.
All
take
right,
the
I'm
Bacardi
going to
tour.
have to
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
cool.
Okay, Halloween coming up, and it looks as if we're going to go back to, well, probably what you used to do as a kid, and that was make your own costume.
Really?
They are saying the Halloween and Costume Association, yes, there is one.
That's a thing.
Are you a member?
I am a card-carrying member, saying because of the tariffs on products coming from China, that we could see pretty much our costumes that we normally get doubling in price this year.
Okay.
Which is a huge jump, obviously, because of
Huge,
these tariffs. 90% of Halloween and Christmas merchandise is all imported from China, which tells you first off. And by the way, we know it's from China because they don't want to pay the copyright stuff. So, like for Austin Powers, you have a '60s hipster, cool, fun guy, Captain USA.
Talk show host, and it looks like Conan O'Brien.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they'll give you those generic names. All right. So just an example, if you were used to paying $20 for a costume, you're paying $40. Plastic masks, which were a big deal when we were kids.
Yeah.
They doubled in price from $5 to about $10. They're saying those industry folks from the Halloween and Costume Association, they say it's so dire that if prices stay this high, Halloween is over, is what they're saying.
Here's my issue with everything being made in China. Why not start buying things that are American made, or make it easier for companies to manufacture here so that we can buy American made costumes? Because if you think about it, do you really want to buy something that's been made in China? A plastic faced costume? I mean, I don't think many of us really think about it that much, but you think about all the products in your home that you've bought, maybe from Amazon or anywhere you shop, and you find out where they've been made. I bet 90% of them are from China.
Has anybody here done anything with Temu before?
Oh God, the smell, those things. Oh, it's that sour box smell.
Whatever they could put in a bag and wrap it up is what they're doing. And you open it up, I'm telling you, it stinks. Yeah. I'm telling you, that came from China. James, a lot of course, on our social media, he's in the Flash back room.
Yeah, and I just want to tell you, because I have a company that's doing an importing business, and dealing with the situation we have now is doubling the price. And a lot of times what people need to know that if we're doing it here, if we're buying from American-made companies, the prices go up automatically. So sometimes it doesn't match, the price plus the cost, and by the time it gets to the market, it's way too high.
It's too much to even bother messing with it. Here's what I'm really worried about. I'm being serious too. If Halloween goes under and Spirit of Halloween goes under, who's going to go in those buildings that Spirit of Halloween has already gone into the closed down building?
Yeah,
what is going to happen? It's a matrix of understanding of where business is going to be. I say Daily Flash franchises should go into those.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, the old Best Buy buildings, or
Joanne Fabrics.
Fabrics.
It's a bunch
of Joanne Fabrics. The one by us was a Joanne Fabric.
That's what I'm saying. Joanne Fabrics now. So they pop up in places, and they're only open for now through Christmas and that sort of thing. So they're saying that those tariffs are significant, as James was mentioned as well, and it's going to be extremely hard. But you know what? Sometimes you have to go through some bad to realize, to answer your question and do what you say. Is like, look, you can go and get from China and get the chemicals, or how about a company figure out a cheaper way? Necessity is the mother of invention, right?
Or make your own costume.
Or make your own, which I think is better.
My sister has a retail vintage clothing store chain out in California. Every year, Halloween is one of her biggest days. But people come in and buy retro stuff to go to their 70s and 80s parties. And so making your own costume is much easier than
it's more fun, too. I think so.
Yeah, exactly.
Your thoughts? How are you going to do with Halloween? Will you make your own costume, or you just say, you know what, Halloween's over? I think the candy industry will continue to feed
just put on some fake glasses. And...
Hey, look, give me some candy. I'm the host without glasses. Look, give me candy. Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. Right here in the United States, open carry refers to the practice of openly carrying a firearm in public places.
And in the state of Florida, one supermarket will start allowing open carry in its stores. Defense Attorney Chavelys Alers joins us now in studio with more insight. Chavelys, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
This is a fence post thing that happens here in Florida. Some people like the open carry. Some say it's like it's our rights. Some say this is what we built our country on. What is open carry, first off, and what can people expect from it?
Well, it's exactly what you said. Open carry, it's being able to have a firearm visible to others in public.
Okay.
What can people expect? Well, I think we're going to see a lot of people with maybe their rifles, maybe their gun, showing. A concealed weapon, it's, for example, this is a holster.
Right?
It's inside your pants.
If you're carrying it concealed.
Correct.
Yes.
I think nowadays what you're going to see is, I have a suit. You're going to see this.
Gotcha.
It's
so it'll be
visible.
more visible.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. And is it, if it's plain and visible? I mean, that's is that something different than a concealed carry, or is that the same thing?
Concealed, you won't see the gun because it's inside your waistband.
But it's still. I guess what I'm saying is, it still follows under the open carry.
Open carry, if you see the gun, yes,
Gotcha.
it's open
Okay.
carry,
Great.
or it could be a rifle with a belt.
Or those cool things that the PIs always wear, you know.
Yeah, there's the armbands. How should people react if they're out shopping, they see someone carrying a weapon?
Well, it's easier said than done, but I think people should just be calm.
Yeah.
You know, we live in a world where there's a lot of mass shootings and there's a lot of, all of these situations happening. So I think it's going to be a mixed feelings. You know, some people are going to feel intimidated, and I just believe people should just stay calm.
Yes.
Unless you see something out of control.
You know, and not anybody can just have an open carry. I mean, there's a process it goes through, and I guess that's why one Florida supermarket, Publix, announced that it's allowing open carry. Do you think this will impact the store? Do you think that the shoppers will say, listen, well, they have an open carry, I'm not going to go there? Or do you think people just don't really, it's Florida, who cares?
I think people are going to be more, it's Florida, who cares? But it's a little bit scary because you don't know if the person who is carrying a gun is a convicted felon. You don't know if they went through the whole process to be allowed to have a gun. So it might be a little bit intimidating.
Which, of course, legally they are supposed to go through the process.
Correct.
I mean, so what we're hoping to see is anybody who is open carrying has been permitted, has been licensed, has taken the training for it.
Exactly.
Some would argue if I'm shopping and I see that somebody is open carrying, and God forbid something happens and somebody goes berserk in the grocery store, there's somebody who's carrying that can help protect me.
I was going to say the exact
And
same
I
thing.
think that there are so many reports of people actually saving lives that we don't hear about, that we don't read about, when it comes to people who are carrying themselves.
Yes, I agree with you.
And you have experience with law enforcement.
I do.
Yeah.
Well, I used to be a prosecutor.
So, yes.
Yes, and we were allowed to carry inside the courthouse.
Okay, so let's say I'm a store owner, somebody walks in. Okay, first off, if I'm a store owner, do I need to say no guns? Does it matter? Do you know what I'm saying?
If you're a private establishment, you dictate the rules.
Okay, good. Let's say if I'm legally licensed to have an open carry and I go into I'll say Publix or whatever, or any kind of place. Does the owner of that place need to say, can I see that you have an open carry license? Is it something that they carry around? Because that seems like it'd be a concern.
Not at all.
No,
it's
really?
just a law. You can just open carry and exhibit a gun.
What about courthouses or government buildings?
There are still certain restrictions. For example, government buildings, meetings with the legislature, schools as well. They're prohibited. At the airport, there is a prohibition. In the terminal. So yes, there are restrictions still.
All right, very good.
Lots of questions, I'm sure, of it as well. And out home, I'm sure you have some as well. We'd love to hear about, of course, what you think about all this. The open carry, good idea, bad idea. Head to our website at dailyflashshow.com. Hey, do you know when and how to properly use AI when you're at work without putting your employees' data at risk? Cyberhaven's Aman Sarahi joins us now with his advice. All right, Armand, how quickly is AI actually being adopted when it comes to the workplace?
So it's a great question, right? We're a couple of years into the adoption of AI, and I think it's one of the few technologies we've seen adoption at scale in the modern era. And the way I would summarize it for you is it's a bottoms-up revolution. We are basically being pushed by employees and individuals that are adopting this technology from the bottoms up. It's not being pushed on top of them. They're adopting it at scale that we've never seen it before.
And what risk are employees taking when it comes to actually putting company data into an AI system?
Yeah, I don't know if the risk is actually more about the data going into AI. I think the risk really relies on the judgment of us human beings. I think if us using data in an ethical manner is what's really going to come down to basically solving this problem.
So let's lay out the do's and don'ts when it comes to using AI at work.
Absolutely. Let's start with things that we should avoid, right? So there's a few things that we should avoid is we should think before we use any of these tools and these models that we have out there, that your own judgment is going to be your biggest differentiator in this. Second thing is, remember, these models are vaults. They are vaults of data. So don't share your secrets, your most critical information. And the things that you want to amplify is you want to use these to amplify your ideas, to be able to be more creative and be able to design what you want to get at the end of the day. And the second thing I think where we need to really focus on is education. I think the educating for the employees on a continuous basis, on an ongoing basis, is going to be the key to kind of have a successful adoption.
And where can we find more information?
Well, you should go to cyberhaven.com. We are the one-stop shop for our data security.
Thanks so much. We'll post this interview on our website. You can go to dailyflashshow.com/FMI.
Celebrity lifestyle and wellness expert Seema Cohen is here to share some trending fall essentials and pre-holiday gift ideas. Hi, Seema. What do you have for us today?
So good to see you. The holidays are here, and so are sniffles and sore throats. Stay prepared with Boran's on-the-go medicines. Easy for kids and adults, anytime, anywhere. Allergy-Calm helps with itchy eyes and sneezing, suitable for ages 2 and up. For anyone 4 and older, Throat Calm soothes minor sore throat pain, and Cold Calm tackles runny noses and congestion. All 3 come in portable, TSA-friendly tubes, no water needed. They are HSA and FSA eligible and have no known drug interactions. Visit them at boranusa.com. Mosey is a game-changing thermal wrap for your lower body, like a jacket for your legs. It's wearable, weatherproof, and uses patented technology that keeps you over 5 times warmer than a stadium blanket. Perfect for chilly sidelines, tailgating, camping, ice rinks, anytime you're stuck in the cold. It's hands-free, super easy to use, and keeps you warm where it counts most. All right, shine bright this fall with Physicians Formula's Mineral Wear Diamond Lip Oil, a luxurious serum oil hybrid that delivers a diamond bright shine in just one swipe with its vitamin E that leaves lips radiant and hydrated all season long. Physician Formula is dermatologist tested, made for sensitive skin, and trusted since 1937. Okay, this one I'm obsessed with. Created by a couple seeking better sleep during perimenopause. Sleeping Dove is the only comforter with patent-pending windows that let you cool off naturally at the midsection or feet while staying covered. No high-tech, just luxury cotton and traditional feel for hot sleepers everywhere.
Seema, that comforter has a window. What's that all about?
I mean, it's amazing. So it goes like that. You can just open it. It's really easy. And these are the patent-pending cooling windows that make Sleeping Dove so unique.
Seema, thank you so much. Some great stuff there. For more information, you can follow Seema at Seema Cohen Official.
Smart offices are no longer just a concept. They're now transforming the way we get things done. Here's tech expert Mark Saltzman. He's got the best new tools and essentials for today's workplace. Hey there, Mark.
Hi, thanks for having me on the Daily Flash. I've partnered with some great brands to help businesses succeed and grow.
Well, how can small businesses and even, say, freelancers simplify their finances?
That's a great place to start. Quicken Business and Personal. It helps small business owners, entrepreneurs, freelancers, gig workers, and the self-employed manage their professional and personal finances without having to switch between multiple and often disconnected tools. In fact, it automatically categorizes business and personal expenses. Love that. The app helps you effortlessly plan cash flow, invoice clients, optimize investments, save more money, and prepare for tax season all in one place. Love it.
Love that. How about a smart laptop? And what's the choice for busy professionals?
Yes, I have a great pick, and it's a secure one too. October, after all, is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. small business owners and remote workers, for them, securing sensitive data is more critical than ever. So this is the Asus ExpertBook P3, a mobile workstation that features commercial-grade security with fingerprint login options and a built-in webcam shield for added privacy. Along with a stellar display and long-lasting battery, AI-powered tools like Asus AI Expert Meet and Windows Copilot automate tasks to boost productivity. Asus.com has more on this ExpertBook P3.
All right, how about some ideas to create the ultimate coffee station? What are they?
Yes, I do indeed. Yes, from Jura, the global innovation leader in fully automatic coffee machines, comes its latest, the Jura X10, the ultimate workplace coffee station to keep employees, clients, and guests energized and satisfied. Bring the barista to the break room with 35 hot and cold brew coffee specialties from Americano and espresso to cappuccino and latte macchiato. Look at that. It features an integrated grinder for fresh bean-to-cup coffee, while Jura's cold extraction process creates authentic cold brew. You can visit Jura.com for more.
Great stuff, Mark. Thanks so much. Where do we go for more info?
So for more info on everything I've covered here today, simply visit inthenews.tv.
Mark, appreciate your time. We're going to post this interview on our website along with the details, dailyflashshow.com/FMI.
KSA Entertainment is dedicated to uplifting the communities we serve. Through KSA Cares, we're bringing awareness to the causes that matter most, supporting those who work tirelessly to make a difference. From honoring veterans to championing environmental responsibility, KSA Cares is committed to inspiring positive change. At KSA Entertainment, we're here for the stories that bring us closer. Innovate with us. We can make a difference.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. Halloween, one of the most exciting nights of the year for kids, but it's also a time when parents need to start thinking about how to keep everybody safe. Family safety expert Marinés Duarte is partnering with Verizon to help families stay connected on Halloween. Welcome, Marinés. Let's talk about it. What are parents most concerned about when it comes to Halloween?
Oh my God, I'm a parent myself, so I understand all of you. It could be a little bit stressful, especially when it gets dark. All are the concerns about traffic, kids running ahead, or not being able to reach them quickly when we want. But I love the fact that Verizon has created tools to help us navigate some of these challenges when we parent in the digital world, specifically the Verizon Family app that is designated to help us stay connected and safe while giving us all the time location sharing. That's something that gives us peace of mind and also gives them a little bit of independence, that they always want that.
Okay, are there any other options to help parents stay connected?
The Gizmo Watch is an excellent option for kids between 6 and 11 years old because they can only contact the 20 pre-approved contact person that we approve in advance. Also, it has a safe zone that if they leave that safe zone, it will send us an alert, and many other things such as the video. They can make video calls or send us video, text messages. And if the kids are a little bit older, they want more independence. So I would suggest the Verizon Family Plus that has the unlimited location sharing, driving insights for the teens, screen time management, and even a shared family line, which is perfect, and it keeps us have that balance between Halloween, making it fun, but also safe.
And if we want to stay safe and get more info, where do we go?
They can go to verizon.com/family.
That sounds great. For more information, we'll have it on our website. It's dailyflashshow.com/FMI.
Oh, I love Halloween.
Isn't it great?
Favorite costume?
My mom was working or doing something that wasn't available at Halloween, so I made my own. I was the Headless Horseman, and I wasn't supposed to go out, and I did anyway. And I was thinking, well, no one will know it's me because they won't see me. I got in trouble.
That's good.
I came home and had all this candy. Like, she would have figured it out, right?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Moms figure that stuff out. What about yours?
I did Cinderella one year, which I loved, and then the next year I went as a witch, but my mom wanted me to do my hair in a certain way, and I was like, no, I want to wear my hair down. I want to look like a nice witch.
I love that.
What is the point?
Well, you're my favorite nice witch. Hair up or down. You're our favorite audience. We love you. We'll be back. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.